Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, a weekly BMX news show that I do live every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. That being said, since we do this live, there are a lot of people in the chat right now, and I want to give them shout outs real quick before we get started. The Travis crew, Travis Schramm and Travis K, Sean Chambers and his 100% always constant positivity. Appreciate it. The Scene's Not Dead, Taco Slurpees, Kevin Jackson. Who else is in here? Stony, Old Fat Guy BMX. Check out the video that I posted with him this last week, maybe the week before. I can't remember how long ago. We got Kyle McDonald in here. Pretty freaking sick. And Noah's got it. The Scene's Not Dead's got it. So a video went live. It's a full-length video. We're going to get to it a little bit later, but this clip has been going around Instagram in the last day or so, and we have got somebody here. Wait, let's refresh it so you can see from the beginning. Pat Tosca trying to 360 the Lion 25 stair set and totally obliterating, snapping every single spoke in his wheel. Incredible. Watch this. Oh no. Oh no, his rim is disconnected from his hub. Oh no. I gotta pause it again. Just for the close-ups. Look at that. His tire and rim are fine. They're just not connected to his hub anymore. So insane. So, the full-length video is one we'll get to. It's linked in the description down below after the stream, and I thought, let's show this thing off. So that's how we're going to kick this one off. There's links to everything that I talk about today in the description after the stream goes live. Next up, we got a video that I thought a lot of people would get some inspiration, motivation, and just be in general psyched after watching. It's called Level 4 Action from Ryan Worcester or Worcester, however you say it. This dude celebrated turning 40 by doing everything you could possibly do. Hanging out on a frozen lake in some mountains, full looping almost a BMX bike, scuba diving, skiing, mountain biking, everything you can imagine. Flying through the sky, parasailing potentially. Just so crazy how much stuff this guy does. He's living life to the fullest. Doing one of those, like, this is a scene out of a movie filmed with a drone. It's 8.5 minutes long. Just check this one out. I think it'll motivate some of you, and you'll just be stoked on an awesome video if nothing else. And the dude is 40. Crazy. So moving on from there, there is a 2022 Dig photo comp that is going on right now. So there's over $750 of prize packages up for grabs and some cash on the line. So they did this previously, and we've got a little bit of details on here. So it's open to up and coming BMX photographers. I'm assuming that means if you're not, or if you're pro, you're getting paid to take pictures of BMX from companies, you're probably not eligible. Winners from two different categories, rather, riding and lifestyle. And then there's a total of $750 worth of prizes. First place in the riding category gets $500 cash. It's pretty sick. And the winning photos will be printed in the annual end-of-year print edition of Dig. So that's published in December, meaning that the closing date for entries is November 4th. You only got like 2 weeks at this point, and you send them to info@digbmx.com with Dig Photocomp as your subject. So it's judged by Will Smith, Dig's founder, as well as Fred Murray and Rob Dolecki, Dig BMX photographers. And then there's a flip book here of winners from last year, or just the two winners. So it's trails photo and then lifestyle photo. So check that out if you're a photographer. Moving on from there, we had the news that Van Homan is now working for Source BMX, and this is something newsworthy, I guess, for me, because a lot of the stuff that they're doing with this, talking about products and informational type things, it's a lot of stuff that I've done videos on in the past, and now we've got Van Homan doing this for Source BMX. So, for example, here he's talking about the Odyssey R Series forks, giving you insight on the offset and the types of riding that it's good for. And ultimately, while at first I felt like, oh man, this is going to push what I do out of what I do, it's kind of a bummer. And like, that's like my dream job, is doing what Van is doing. I'm happy for him because it's Van Homan. Van freaking Homan. He should never have to work a normal job. He should never be in a factory or working in a restaurant or anywhere like that. Van should be taken care of in the BMX world until the day he dies. So I'm happy to see that this is happening. And he's a very passionate person about BMX. If you've ever been around him and talking about BMX, it is nothing but like pure excitement for it. So check this out. It's a bio, link below. There is also Gary Young Bike Check. Is that going to play? No, that's not going to play yet because it's not live yet. I was confused for a second. But then there's an interview on Our BMX about Van and then just talking about things. It also looks like what they're aiming for is a little bit somewhat shorter videos with what they're doing. So it's like straight to the point and not me rambling for 20 minutes. Then we got a video bike check with Gary Young that's going live in 51 minutes now. Dang, we're making good time here. 51 minutes for a Gary Young bike check, which is from reading what he says about this, it's like it's a good version of a bike check that's not just rattling off of specs, what I try to do with every bike check I do, where I talk about the importance of the parts, the geometry, and any special stories. Like, for example, Carl's sticker on his top tube of his brakeless bike. Good story behind that. Moving on from there, we've got videos from this week. Radio Bikes has welcomed Brady Baker. If Brady doesn't get a signature frame called the Bradio, something's wrong. Anyway, welcoming him to Radio Bikes. The welcome video is at Woodward East, and he is wild. Cash roll, flip double whips, 3 double whip to bar spin, all kinds of crazy stuff in here. Transfer gaps. And he's a really nice dude. I got to really meet and talk to him this past weekend at the USA BMX thing. We were talking right about, oh, you can't see it. Well, whatever. Right in there somewhere. And he's an awesome dude who I didn't know is actually from Ohio. With an I, Stoney. Brad I.O. Just saying. You guys can send me the check. Got that, radio? Next up, Colony Act Jam coverage. So, the Act Jam is an event that normally goes on outside in Australia, but according to the description here, it's possible that it was inside because of heavy rains, and it went off regardless. You can see a cliffhanger here, crazy riding throughout this entire video, and obviously, because it's Colony, it's more so focused on the Colony riders, but it's nuts. There's so much crazy riding that goes on here, and Act Jam is like a destination jam in Australia where people from everywhere would go to it every year. So it's a bummer that they couldn't do it like normal outside and the big, huge thing that they would have, but seems like this is a good compromise, and everybody killed it in this one. So check it out. Then we've got highlights from the Backyard Jam 2022, round 6. This is the street highlights from Adrenaline Alley. And as we're going here, the videos are getting longer. So then we've got Alexander Aksenov, a 2022. I don't know if it's specifically meant to be 2022 video because it was filmed in 3 years. But either way, it's from Stress BMX. This dude is from Russia, I think. Spots over in Moscow, and he is awesome. Kills it. And the video quality, I mean, you can see here, just from the first few seconds of this video, it is very well done. That freaking pan, that's sick, the way they did that. This is a good one if you're into street technical riding as well as some burly stuff that happens in here. You can see there, I mean, that's burly. super burly. Boom, dropping off of that. And the last clip is a big one. So check this one out, and I think you'll enjoy it. Next up, we've got Burn Slow, Cleveland Rocks, featuring Nina Buitrago, Chase Hawk, Nick Bruce is in here as well. Paul Rad's got a guest clip in there. And Jaden Mucha is also in here. And while I'm sad that people like this never hit me up whenever they're a half hour away from me in Ohio, because they probably don't know or don't think about the fact that I live in Ohio too, this video is awesome. Seeing Chase ride around Rays, so sick. He kills it. Nina always kills it as well. I mean, she's doing nothings out of a satellite dish. So sick. So check this one out if you want to see what it's like riding around the Ohio, Northeast Ohio area. Shade. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just trying to say I'm sad and I want to ride with people when they come to Ohio. Moving on from there, we've got the Marnix Bowl Jam highlights. This one went down, where'd it go? Amsterdam Jam. So many different jam highlights, from Australia to Amsterdam to, I think I talked about another one, but it all blurs together right now. Next up, the video with the Lion 25 in it. It's called Maybe Not, and it's from Greece. Wild Greek BMX Scene video. So let's see. Did he pull it? I don't know if he pulled that 360 or not. I would imagine if he did, it would be the last clip. And I don't see it in here. So if somebody watches this and sees that he landed that giant 360 after literally separating his rim from his hub and breaking what looked like all of the spokes, let me know in the comments down below. Moving on from here, we got another full-length video. That last one was 24 minutes. This one I think is 35, almost 36. And it's got parts from a lot of different people. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, split part with 3 people. So 5 parts, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 11 and a half parts in here. What's up with these ads? Why is this ad coming up? Anyways, check this one out if you want to see a longer video. I believe, yeah, it's from the UK. So we've had stuff from Greece. We had stuff from Australia, Amsterdam, now the UK, obviously the US. I don't remember if I said Australia or not, but that's at least 5 videos. He didn't pull it, but props to him. I got you. Oh, here's a quick update. I'll pull that up at the end, Travis, about Kink BMX. I don't remember. I think Blackout posted it, so I'll pull that up here at the end. Wow. All right. So then after that, there is a interview on Dig BMX, interview with Clarky, with a bunch of pictures about this full-length video. So if you want to learn more and you're stoked after watching it, the link directly below it is there. Yeah, Eric, I'm gonna cover that too, so for anybody who might miss your chat. So we get into some interview product type stuff. We have first Charlotte Worthington's new bike build, where she talks about all of the different parts that are going onto her new bike, as well as talking with Tom Justice for a little bit and riding a bit as well. I forget where she's at with this one, but it's cool to see her go through her new bike and talk about all the parts, and she's just got a good on-camera personality. It seems like she's just being herself and does a really good job on camera. I didn't have any expectations in clicking on this and watching through it, but genuinely I was stoked to see how well she spoke on camera and how just chill and seeming to be herself it was. Moving on from there, we got Out of the Box with Chad Curley from Cinema, opening some boxes with some parts in them, his signature stuff, and just checking out everything that was sent to him, which is cool to see a top level pro doing something like this. And it's on Cinema's YouTube channel. It's just rad. I love seeing this much stuff going on in the BMX world from the people within the industry. I love it. So moving on from there, we've got Dennis Anderson on the Unclicked podcast that has now come back. So the first episode back is with Dennis. It is an hour and 13 minutes long. And here is the recap on everything that they talk about if you want to see that before you listen to it. But basically, they're talking a lot about how Unclicked is going to be back. Dennis is going to be back. And I'm excited to hear the future and who they get on. And hopefully they get some people from far away getting in on there, people that we haven't heard of, and not just like San Diego people who are close and have been extensively covered in BMX. Next up, Canode Knows podcast. Bobby Canode doing podcasts with Dig BMX. This one is with Dustin Lee, aka Dustin Not Justin on Instagram, aka Rodeo Peanut, and they do talk about Rodeo Peanut in here. So if you want something even longer than the Unclicked, even longer than the 2 full lengths that we talked about put together, we have got this one at an hour and a half long. Stoney, thank you. Saying I'm killing it with my month of nowhere. I'm having fun doing that, and I'll talk about that after I get finished with this. But I want to shout out, there's 26 people in the chat right now. Thank you for tuning in at 10 a.m. on a Friday morning. So freaking stoked. Thank you guys. Also, shout out to Zach Miles, Taco Slurpee, Space Hopper Mark, Jeff Mead in the chat. Come visit Ohio soon, Jeff Mead. Who else is in here? Chris Noble, all kinds of people hanging out. Kurt Rowell. It's like 7 a.m. for Kurt Rowell, and he's hanging out in here. Maybe 8. Either way, thank you. So, moving on from there, somebody asked about Blackout and Kink BMX. So there was a fire that was directly in the building beside Blackout Distribution, where all of Kink Cinema, Kink and Cinema's stuff is housed and then sent out to bike shops and mail orders. And luckily, it says here, after a devastating fire brought the adjoining building to the ground, we are lucky to say our entire team is safe and Blackout BMX is fully intact and back up and running. Give us a call if you need anything. So I feel like there was a... Is there not? Okay. I feel like there was a drone photo from above. Yeah, look at that. This is Blackout and Kink and Cinema. This is the building beside it. Holy cow. Crazy. I love that Odyssey is in here on Kink BMX's post. They're competing companies and just saying kind words in there. So it's great, and they definitely got very lucky. Whatever stopped the fire from going over there prevented just a devastating blow to what could have been a devastating blow. Kink almost had Clerks 2 morning. That's funny. So, on that note, if you guys haven't seen, I am in the middle of a month of nowhere on YouTube. That's not my YouTube channel. Sorry about that. So we're in the middle of a month of nowhere on my channel. So we had the mega jump last, a bunch of shorts from the trails. I did intervene with a Brian Fox podcast. If you want to check that out, it was exactly an hour and a half long. We talk about Brian Fox being essentially a privateer of the BMX world, making things happen for himself. He's only got one paying sponsor, but he's traveling the world, riding and competing in contests, making it happen, and he's doing good at it too. So then we got a bike check with almost half, I would say, custom parts on it. There's custom cranks on it, custom front hub, sprocket, stem. The frame is actually a one-off 24-inch Nowhere BMX frame. So basically what we've been doing, other than the news and a couple live streams, is an entire month of videos from the Nowhere compound when I was hanging out this past weekend. So freaking stoked. So there's a bunch more videos coming from that as well. I think I have probably another 10 or so. It's going to be a literal whole entire month. So it's awesome. You guys should definitely head out to the Nowhere Jam. There may be a contest there this coming March potentially. But either way, Cornhucket will be in September more than likely, and is an amazing time. So on that note, go and check out the month of Nowhere. Tomorrow it continues with the Flatland video, then a Flatland interview on Sunday with Dave Norrie, Trevor Watchering, and Kim Klejak. That one is over an hour long. So that being said, this is BMX News, live every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys can chat, learn about what happened in BMX in the past week, and I appreciate all of you for coming in. Is there going to be a 50K jam at Ray's? I'll just say it. Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm not going to call it a jam, but I'll say everybody come to Ray's on this specific day, and it'll be a good time. So that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. Shout out to JDA, the member in the chat. That's how he's got a green name and access to custom emojis. He directly supports the channel. And if you want to directly support the channel, there's a join button there, as well as some clothing on my web store. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys tomorrow for another episode in the month of Nowhere. Have a good day.